Hi guys, welcome to part 5. This is the final part of my ZBrush series on creating character designs and the basic introduction to the interface. Again, all done here with my 15.6, the new Artist Pro from 15.6 Artist Pro from XPPen. Highly recommend this toy. It is amazing. Okay, so today we're going to finish up by combining everything we've done so far, and I'm going to give you a quick introduction to rendering and some of the new filters in ZBrush from 2019 to 2020. Okay, using either one of those two versions of ZBrush. So I really hope you've enjoyed and were able to follow my tutorials and enjoy, and I really hope you enjoy using ZBrush with your XPPen. Hi everyone, this is Ken here. This is video 5 of my ZBrush for Beginner series for XPPen. Again, I'm here with ZBrush 2020 on the XPPen Artist Series 15.6 inch Pro. So a couple of videos ago I showed you how to make this demo head. Okay, we're going to combine this with the ideas from the last video about creating a body, and then I'm going to show you how to use the rendering in ZBrush with the BPRs, which is the new filters that came out in 2019. Now the good thing about these is you can make very simple sketches and comic book styles that you can bring into Photoshop and draw over, or just make some really cool what look like kind of like Instagram filters with your characters if you want. Okay, so here's my head. It's all in subtools as we've seen before. So what I'm going to do this very easy is I'm going to make two object files, one of the head and one of the body, and then I'm going to bring them into a new file so we can draw over them or just create very simple BPRs. There are many ways in ZBrush to create multiple subtools from different, bring in different project files, but I'm going to do a very simple thing, which is just export them where all of these parts are combined, make a head and simply make a body, and then combine them again in a different file. Okay, so here I have the head, I've got the eyes, two separate subtools. I'm going to go merge visible. So I come up here, I've got this little button that says merge PM 3D. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Color changes slightly because now, and the subtool changes, it's all one layer. Okay, I'm going to go export to my desktop for now. Export, and we're going to call it alien head _A. And just let that right up here for me. Okay. Now currently, after a bit of a backup, I cannot find my original creature file that I made last week, so I'm going to quickly mock it up as a recap. Okay, so I'm going to go in and go File. I'm going to go, sorry, Document, New Document. I won't say where I am in that. Okay, and we'll go comma, so we get up our shortcuts. Z-spheres, Cave Troll. Okay, same one I used before. There he is. Okay, and I'll press frame so he jumps into the frame. Okay, I'll drag with the move tool as I showed you in the last video, drag out his fingers so they're a bit longer. I'm going to make his back a little larger. And now I know that I have a really small head that I've designed, so I'm going to pull that up there and scale that head back a bit so it's just really small. Okay, and I'm going to pull it so it's just a long neck. Okay, back up again a bit, maybe the shoulders, maybe the elbows, maybe a bit. Okay, very simple stuff. I'm not doing anything crazy to this file because most of it is about the sculpting. So I'll press A. Now we have the clay, and I'm going to go make polymesh 3D. I'm going to go to my basic material, change it to the same material as the other creature so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. And turn off subtool, turn on geometry, which we covered before, and I'm going to divide it twice. So I can see up here that it's got a better level. It's up at 647.4 kp. Okay, there is my base creature. Now again, like we did before, I'm going to press transform. Activate symmetry is already on, so I got both sides. Go to my creature, chisel tool, and I'll just put some armor on him. Very simply. That, you know what? That kind of looks cool. And I'll use the neck one in the middle to create some neck effect. There, like that. Okay, and I'm going to use that same neck effect on the back to create a bunch of ridges going the whole way down his back. Now I have a very high intensity on, which means that it really pops out of the canvas. So just to recap, if I brought the intensity down, there'd be more subtle textures going on it, as you can see. Just back up again, bringing up the intensity. Let's do a couple more up as far as the elbow. I'm going to use these little teeth as horns, just going down the back a bit, like that. See? Line it in there. Maybe a couple. It's up to yourself how you want to build. This is all about playing and exploring the tech and getting used to the software. I'm going to go press brush, back to standard brush, and like we've done before, I'm going to change to drag effect. I'm going to turn on one of my base alphas that I like using, such as this one. Change it to sub, so I can cut in, intensity down, much more subtle, and I put in a bit of texture on my creature. Maybe change that to this line one, and again in a couple of cut lines. As you can see there, zoom up, get a couple of cut lines on my guy. Just in some areas. Okay, across the back there. Back to my creature tool maybe. And we're going to maybe put some scales just under here. Very subtle scales. Bring down the intensity again. Scales along there. Zoom out. Scales on the forearms. Just a couple. They're very subtle now, so maybe up the intensity, get some more scales in. This is really kind of a classic creature from the depth kind of look, I think, that's going to come out of this. Maybe looks a bit like a creature from Hellboy. Okay, very simple, but almost like a low poly version or something like that you could use in a computer game, you know. There's a great little rigging system you could put this guy into on Adobe called Mixamo, and you could literally bring in this model and it'll automatically rig it so you can move it. If it's in a T pose, which this is, well, the arms are a bit down, but T pose is your base model that you would use for game design. Okay, I'm happy with that. So obviously I should go File, Save As, and I'm going to call it Creature Concept _A, and it's on my desktop as a ZPR, which is a ZBrush project file, which we covered before. Okay, project is saved. Okay, I'm going to duplicate my subtool now. Okay, so subtool, duplicate. And I'm going to take the top one and I'm going to press import, and it's going to replace it with the head I already made. Alien head, which is on my desktop. I'm going to bring it in, pop, there's my head. So we go scale. Okay, I'm going to use the little yellow square. I'm going to use the outer one to put the head there. And frame and scale it down to see where I want to fit this head in my creature. See? So we can make the head much smaller. It's like putting together an action figure. Now it doesn't fit perfectly, but you know, with a bit of practice, you can do many things. Okay, so there's the head now, put on. So just to recap, I pressed import, I selected my head, brought it in, and using the move, scale, and rotate with the transpose button on, so that it's gizmo, I can rotate and bring that head in. I can even bring it down like that if I want, so it's kind of more of a hunched head. Okay, so there's my figure. I'll go back and select my body again. I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Turn off just for a bit of reassurance. Go back to the original. Then we draw. I'm going to use a snake hook like we used on the head to create a couple more tentacles so the body matches the head a bit more. Okay, so I find my snake tool, snake hook, make sure my sculptress button is on. Check the draw size, it's quite big. And then just what I need to do, the warning that was popping up is I have too many deformations, so I have to delete the lower divisions. Okay, draw size down. Now, see the way that's breaking? Press Ctrl Z, turn back on my sculptress, and now we create a couple of tentacles down the creature. See? We'll just do a couple, just to see what we can do. Move them up. Maybe some tentacles coming off the fingers. Like that. And a couple of dripping ones coming off these. It's a very simple creature design. Nothing crazy going on at all here. Okay? What I'm going to do next, now that I've done that, let's say I'm happy with it, okay? Happy with my creature design. We are going to try out this button, BPR, which means Best Preview Render. Okay? The new buttons, the new features in ZBrush 2019 for this is this place where it says Filters. With all of these lovely effects that will make my model look like a comic book drawing. Okay? So if I press on dark ink, okay, nothing's going to happen, it loads. Okay? And what I do then is I press, I click, get rid of comma to get rid of that drop down, and press BPR and look what happens. There you go. There's my render. So then I would press document, save, document, export, and it exports it as a Photoshop file. Make a new folder on my desktop and we'll call it renders. Render 1 we'll call it. Render 1. Okay? Bit dark, so let's try a different one. Comma, drop down menu again, same menu. Let's try an animate ink. Wow, that's looking pretty cool. Document, export, render 2. Okay, and now if I do anything to the model, I just zoomed up, what happens there is the render preview goes away. I press BPR again, boom, my render comes back. Go export. Now here's the thing. When I export this file, it's at 147 by 850. That will be the size of the document in pixels if I open this in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to export. I can change it to a JPEG if I want, but I always keep it as a Photoshop file because that's how what I work with. So render 3. Okay, and then we're going to go, let's have another look at some of the renders. Some really cool stuff in here. If we go across. Just drag that there. Let's try line render. Heavy strokes. Press comma. I like that. Document. Export. Render. 4. Excuse my typing today. Render 4. And let's find another one. Let's try a blueprint. Wow, that's pretty cool. Export. So that's render 5. So now we're getting all these different concept versions. I really like that actually. That looks pretty damn cool. Let's try blue and red sketch. Look at that. Render 6. Now you can overlay these in a different drawing program like Photoshop if you want. I'm sticking to ZBrush just for these videos. Now, with that said, render's done there. Look, there's a guy. I'll frame him again. Let's zoom up. There's another way to render to get these clays to look their very best, right? So if this was the guy and I wanted to bring him into a different program for photoshopping over him or whatever, I'm there like this, looking at me, and I'm going to go render best. And what it's going to do is it's going to take some time. See, rendering with GI shadows. But look at the difference. All the beautiful shadows that are coming. So when I render, because I want to put it into Photoshop at a higher, I'm going to go first, I'm going to press document. I press back, change the background to white, because that was the color I was picked over here. Okay, document, press back again. Maybe we can stick that time. There he is with the better shadows. And I press document, export. I'm going to call him BPR1. Okay, so that is basically how, to recap, I have created the body with 2 subtools that I've already created in the other videos. We did a recap on how to sculpt onto the cave troll body. We used the snake hook, we used the creature brushes, and we used the alphas in the standard brush, and we also brought in the head from our other model. So we have this base model now. if you were to practice just these techniques over these 5 videos, what's great about this, just keep practicing and practicing. It's trial and error to really understand how this software works. You need to find out the why yourself for your own thought process and use these tools to build and create your own things. Okay? I really hope these videos have been a help. And the next set of videos I'm going to make will be more about my own process with other software. But this is basically how I would use ZBrush for 99% of my projects. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.